First official episode in the new house or new Studio D. How are you feeling?
I'm so excited. We've got a returning guest, Zukowski and Anna Mcevoy. Guys, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Dawson D Show.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back. I thought that maybe after last time you wouldn't invite me, but here I am.
You brought me.
Yeah, that's how I got in with my +1.
And you're repping the merch. Looks very nice. Where's your head at?
Thank you. You can get these online, guys.
I was waiting for him to elaborate.
You can get these online.
We want to sell those.
They're sold out. We can't get them online.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, fuck, well, there's no point flogging these because they're not going to go anywhere.
So just in case anyone didn't hear that, we can't get them online.
Yeah, you can't get them
But
online.
they're coming again, aren't they?
Soon.
Not sure.
Soon. All right.
Something's coming.
Yeah, something's coming, but yeah, they'll be around. You'll be able to get yourself on.
Guys, how's the podcast going? It looks like it's absolutely flying. Both of you guys, you're just killing it. Lots of cool guests are coming on each week.
Yeah, we started hitting guests towards the end of last year, and we're like, fuck, like this is mad. Like people are loving it, getting all these guests in, and it's good now that we have the hotline episode as well, so we still can interact with our audience, but have a guest in the same week. So we're dropping 2 a week.
Yeah. We love the relationship stuff as well. Like people just, we all love and like people eat it up. So that's fun. The hotline's fun. Giving people,
Oh, you get some
our
fucking
advice.
you get some wild stories on the hotline.
Oh, we have had the craziest stories.
Give us one out the back.
Someone's friend faking cancer for 3 years.
How about the
Holy
girl?
shit.
How about the girl that we had to get? Yeah, so we had to get her on, but we had to get another girl on because her mum. Let me get this right. It's full Jerry Springer. Her mum,
Jerry.
yeah, literally, her mum,
Was fucking
her
fiance.
Yeah,
Whilst she was pregnant. Yeah, and the whole town knew about it. So like everyone was invested, and she told the whole town she was going on our podcast, and everyone was like
messaging.
chiming
It was fucking
in.
wild.
It actually turned out that the mum ended up commenting on our Instagram page being like, get this fucking down. This is like, she was like
my
threatening
God.
legal on us. It got wild.
But
like,
to be fair, that was probably one of the dumbest things she could have done because then people saw who she was and then they
Yeah.
were like
True.
having a go at her. So then she ended up deleting her comment.
I wonder
Quite
what
nuts.
town this was. A very small country town.
Garfield.
Was it Garfield? I know Garfield very well.
don't go to Garfield.
I'm staying right away from there.
I've got aunties and uncles that live there.
Oh,
Hopefully
shit.
Probably your uncle and auntie then.
Fucking hell.
It actually sounds like you got script writers. That's incredible. You can't script that.
You can't script it.
And another one was, this is the one that got me. I still still fucks with me. This chef made this girl.
Oh, don't tell this. This is disgusting.
No, we wanna
no
hear
one's
it.
going to come listen to the
We want to
podcast.
hear
This
it.
is
We
the
want to
sort of
hear it.
Some chef he was like at a 5-star Michelin restaurant, and this girl went round on a date and he cooked for her, and then she violently shat herself. Well, he locked her out of the bathroom.
You've told this story so
He knows it.
He's gone to the punchline too early.
so
Come on,
yeah.
Anna, bring us back.
Yeah, you tell it then.
Okay, so there's this chef. He's like this amazing Michelin star chef. Well, you got that right.
I got that. I thought I
Anyway,
was-
he took this girl on a date. Well, he was like, come, like, let's go on a date. But then he was like, oh, why don't you come around to mine? I'll cook for you. She's like, fuck yeah, he's this Michelin star chef.
Yeah.
Why not? Goes around to his house.
I feel bad
They
I
have
ruined
this.
it now. Yeah, how well you're telling it.
They have this like beautiful dinner. Anyway, an hour after the dinner, she's like, I'm going to fucking shit myself. What the fuck has happened? She goes into the bathroom she shat herself on his couch.
He locked her out of the bathroom. He said, I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, that's
I heard
right.
this story.
Yeah.
I heard this story.
Yeah.
I'm now it's brought me back.
Yeah.
I remember it.
So locked her out of the bathroom
So she shat herself.
on the couch, on his couch, and then she was like, fuck. So they swapped. He let her in. He came out. After she showered, she came out, and he was like laying in her shit, wanking himself off.
And this is like, I was like, this is fucking wild. This cannot be true. And literally people were DMing me being like,
Yeah.
I know who this guy is. This happened to my friend. I was like,
Yeah.
how many people is this happening
So
to?
he's doing it a lot. Fucking sick.
Shit,
Disgusting.
he's a poo pervert. Yeah.
But we had this sex.
Jeez.
We had what's
4
the
minutes
sex
into the
chick
pod.
this has gone a
great.
very bad way. We had that sex
Dr. Tara.
Dr. Tara on, this like sex relationship coach, and she said it's like a thing. It's called something. She was talking about like people have a fetish of wanting to masturbate and shit, and I was like,
That's a very
I'm
niche
not,
industry.
I'm not surprised.
Oh,
Nah,
you name a fetish, they're out there.
they're out
I
there.
reckon.
I mean,
They
there's
are
the whole
out there.
urine thing. Like that's a legit
Golden
thing.
shower.
Yeah,
Golden
yeah.
showers,
Yeah.
a brown shower. You know, is that a thing?
Is
I
that
don't know.
Michael Phelps, the swimmer? Do you remember him?
Oh, what was that?
It was, that's what he was paying for.
Golden showers.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, it reminds me of
actually,
Horrible Bosses.
I will fact check that before we put this out because I could be done for
You
a
could be
bit of
getting
trouble.
sued. I remember it from Horrible Bosses when he rocks
me
up
too.
and he's like, wet.
Yeah.
So who's getting pissed on?
Thinking it's a hitman.
It's very different getting pissed on to masturbating and shit. Like that's taking it to a whole new level.
Oh,
Anyway, this has gone really
Well-
well. This has gone bad.
Look, and I expected nothing less, to be honest. So I'm glad we've got
Well,
that.
just
off
to
the
be
bat.
clarified, this isn't us. This is stories we get sent in.
Exactly.
Well, my next question though was, have you guys had any experiences? I mean, you guys have both been big
jeez,
in
we're
the-
straight into it, aren't
Well,
we?
why not?
I thought we'd talk a little bit about how the podcast started and but straight into it.
There's no boundaries here. We
can
talk about
s-
everything.
We can circle back to that.
While we're on a roll though, any dates that come to mind, Anna? Perhaps or strange men that you've encountered that may
May have
have some strange requests. I mean,
asked
we've had
to
some OnlyFans models on this show, and they've shared some stories. I'm wondering
Really?
if you've had any interesting requests.
I don't know if I've had like many crazy fetish things. Like I've definitely had people message
about
me
to say
via
that.
Yeah, that's what I was
Instagram.
expecting. Yeah.
Like this guy once sent me a message saying like I'll pay you $10K if you come to my hotel room, bring as many friends as you want for safety purposes, or your partner to like protect you and like kick me in the balls. And I was like, that sounds really uncomfortable for you, but like you do you.
But
dude.
10K is 10K. You know?
That is the easiest.
10K.
I
thing.
have
Yes.
done a lot more for a lot less. I'm not going to lie. That is an easy 10K.
I mean, who's actually going to do that? Like, I mean, maybe you, but like the average person, I definitely am not going to a miscellaneous guy's hotel room to smash him in the balls.
Not even
like,
bringing your fiance Michael with you. You can stand in the corner, maybe help himself to a beer. Just be like, get him,
No.
babe.
It's fucked up.
Right in the bollocks. You know?
Field goal, 69 yards out, bang.
Jeez. But yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the wildest requests, I would say. But I mean, they come along.
They come and go. Yeah.
With you guys, I guess from the show, that's how you guys got to know each other. How well do you guys know each other? Like, so you do a podcast together.
No, we knew each other before the show.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Ah,
modeled
okay.
together.
So we did a couple of things. We did the My catwalk together and this campaign for this pajama brand. I think there was something else.
Yeah, we were like this couple, like wearing pajamas, being like, cheese.
Waking up in a Sorrento house.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you guys know each other back to front almost? Are we talking?
Oh, yeah.
You're that close?
Yeah, definitely now.
Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
D and I,
Uh-oh.
we obviously lived together for a couple of years. Like you guys started a
I wouldn't
podcast.
live with Anna, no.
No, that wasn't going to be my question.
I would fucking hate to live with that.
Well, we're pretty open with one another, aren't we?
Extremely.
Like to the point where, if, for example, D's got a hernia at the moment,
Yeah.
right?
Huge hernia.
He popped a hernia.
Ow.
Not in my stomach either.
But to the point where he's, Dos,
Oh.
Dos, can you have a look? Kind of thing, So I'm having a look,
Whereabouts
Just have a feel.
Basically, it looks like I've got 3 testicles. Like that's how it is.
Like,
And
is
then
your relationship
they
on a level
line
where
up.
if you had a lump on your ass and you weren't sure if it was a cyst or something, you reckon Anna, can you have a look at this? Or
I mean,
I'd probably
that's
ask.
pushing it.
Yeah, I'd probably ask my girlfriend first. But if I didn't have a girlfriend, I'd probably say, "Hey, Anna, no."
No, we're very
You
close,
seem very close.
but
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna like go anywhere in between the bikini line region. Like that's where it's pushing the
That's probably
limits.
yeah, especially yeah. I would
maybe we're just weird.
Maybe we are just weird. So I thought, is this the same girlfriend you had last time you were on the show?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
When was that? Yeah.
Yeah, mid last year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So that's all going well, mate.
Yeah, definitely. We're going strong.
Happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
That's a
when
bad
no,
question. I was actually going to say.
we had some time last year.
Okay.
I spoke about on the podcast,
Yeah.
but nothing that was nothing too bad.
Yeah, good.
Just a bit of obviously how I explained it on our podcast was timing, and we had just a discussion about each other's timing. So
Timing is everything. I was saying this the other day. I think I saw a TikTok video and it was about like if a guy was because I did this too. I was in a relationship for like 3 years and I just felt like I needed time to be on my own or whatever it was.
Absolutely.
And I remember I saw the TikTok was about it basically is around at the right time. it's a true thing. It's a real thing. Like a lot of people see it as a cop out, but I think every single person needs that.
Well, I explained because I'm in a position where I've found out I'm infertile. So I was just explaining to her that she's, and like I said on the podcast, it sounds bad when I say it like this, but like she's 30, like women have a body clock, and I'm like I'm 27, and think about when I'm ready to try having kids. I want my career going smoothly. I want to have done everything in life, because to go into that, like IVF and that sort of journey is going to be hard and stressful. So I want everything, smooth sailing. So when I go into that, that's like my main concern. And I just felt like by the time, like a hypothetical number would be 33, 34. That's what I want. It could be older. Like she's going to then, she's going to be 3 years older than that. So I'm sort of like, we need to weigh up what's going on right now.
And you're engaged.
I am engaged.
Has that been did that happen quicker than you thought? Was that, or do you feel like you guys are just, it's a perfect time?
I think when you know, and
Agree.
it's so cliche, but it's so fucking true. Like, especially like I'm 30, he's 34 now. And I feel like when you get into a relationship when you're a bit older, things do tend to move quicker.
Yeah.
And yeah, we both knew it was the right time. To be honest, I was expecting it a bit soon.
I was about to say that. She was expecting it, was it 3 or 6 months?
I was expecting it in green.
Yeah.
I came into the podcast and I was like, I'm fucking still without
I'm
ring.
waiting.
My hand doesn't weigh as much as it should.
Yeah.
I'm actually interested in your partners, because especially when you have the podcast that you guys have and you talk
Yeah.
very openly about relationships, how do your partners feel about that? And do they almost set boundaries for you guys, saying something's off limits? Matt's having a little giggle here. But I'm interested because that's a part of your life that you probably don't expect that you have to weigh up. And when you're obviously in committed relationships, you have to think of these things. And when you're putting your whole life on the line, it must get tricky sometimes.
It's hard because we started the podcast when we were both single.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're starting a relationship podcast because we're both having a fucking shit time dating.
Yep.
We have all these crazy stories that we want to tell people. And literally like 6 months into our podcast,
Oh, it
we
was
were both,
less. It was probably like 3 months.
Yeah,
but
3 months.
Yeah, it was less. And we're like, fuck me, what are we going to do now? So like, we've gone
Time to
into
pivot.
Yeah, we're both in serious relationships all of a sudden and we're like, shit.
Let's just talk about everyone else's shit relationships, basically.
adapt,
Yeah,
So we adapted to it. But we laugh. We always say that when we record an episode, we're like, fuck, who's going to get in trouble for this one?
Yeah,
Because of what we
yeah.
say about
Yeah.
our partners.
Yeah.
Have you found the whole podcasting game pretty easy? And like, I guess you guys are both in front of a camera. You have been for a long time. It's your careers.
Yeah.
Is the podcast on the mic? Is it different to in front of the camera?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we're comfortable either way, but I mean, it's just fun having a podcast, right? Just talk shit.
I always say I forget that there's a camera there.
Yeah.
And just go in and just talk honestly and openly.
Yeah.
Don't do therapy,
absolutely.
do a podcast.
Yeah, that's what they say.
it.
You made a TikTok comment where it just says, "Bro, let's start a podcast."
We get that comment on every one of our TikToks ever. Bro, let's start a podcast. Every single TikTok video without fail.
Do you know what's funny? Is me and Matt have these like relationship coaches on our podcast, and Matt has this like really annoying habit where he just starts asking questions about himself. Like he's asking personal questions. I'm like, dude, we're doing the podcast.
Not even
Like,
relationship coaches either. We had a naturopath the other day. And I just started going on a huge thing about what vitamins I should take.
What do you think about magnesium at night? Can you take it too late? I'm like, no one cares.
Wait till we're off air for that one.
Yeah, just have a chat or book in after.
Oh, that's hilarious. So take us back to, we'll talk a little bit about Love Island too, but
Yeah.
let's go back to when you first met. First impressions of each other. What did you think? Be honest if you can remember.
Fuck, that's a long time ago.
I know, it's
I was
stretching.
19.
You're 19.
19.
No, I
When we
was
met-
19.
I
You
was-
would have been, I don't want to age you, but so you figure out what you are.
22.
No, I was 19 because it was my first ever modelling gig.
So you remember. Okay, I was like 22.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would have been 22. So
Still young.
yeah, and it was the Maya catwalk.
Fucking aged me.
Wow.
Okay, well, I don't want to say that you were 25 or something. I don't know the age difference on quick maths. So it was Maya catwalk, and I remember how it worked was you would come backstage, and there was no real like change rooms. It was sort of like, do you remember it?
Yeah,
was
Matt was like perving on me.
There it is. There it is.
I was getting changed.
She was the
and
last
Matt's
girl,
like,
and I was the first guy. So you'd come through the girls, and you go through the guys, and you go to like what do you call it? The green room before you walk out.
Yeah.
So like she was there, and she was there. I was here, and like we chat. I guess we were chatting. I wouldn't think anything of it.
Matt slid in. Let's be real.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just
did he?
slid it after
Yeah,
God,
You know what I'm picturing, mate? Have you guys seen the In-Betweeners, the episodes? The In-Betweeners?
I
the
have,
show?
but
Some of
don't
them,
remember.
yeah.
Oh, well, there's an episode where it's the catwalk of the modelling show, and Neil's helping out, volunteering, changing the models, but he thinks he's changing the women, and he ends up in the men's dressing room, but he's listening in over the curtains, like trying to.
Yeah, so it was practically like that. So like you could like sort of see in, but you couldn't. I think we chatted in between things, and then we went to like a bar. Not us, but everyone went to a rooftop bar, and we were chatting there.
Yeah.
I thought Anna was cute.
So when Matt Zukowski slides into your DMs, what are you thinking, Anna? Any interest?
He was left on red.
Well, to be fair, she had a long-term boyfriend.
I was
There you go.
Well, I was just-
Like I love
It was a professional Dan.
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was all
he, can't,
professional.
he can't handle the rejection. She was in a long-term relationship. No,
I was throwing a Hail Mary.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, why not?
So did you guys become friends from there?
Yeah.
And that relationship just kept building, and then all of a sudden you're on the show together. Did you guys both know you were going to be on the show together?
How much do you want to say?
I mean, I had no idea Matt was going to be on the show.
I did.
He knew that I was.
So what? Just bring us back. So on last time you were on the show, you explained that you were basically headhunted for the show, right?
Yeah.
Were you headhunted too?
No, I applied.
You
I was
applied.
like,
Okay.
This is my time.
Yeah. I'm going to find my man.
Literally.
No, I knew Anna was. This is a fucking crazy story, and it might not even be believable, but it's true. I just had a feeling in my gut. So I was like, Anna's going on this show. I was like, I just have a feeling she's freshly single. And you know when you know this sort of stuff. And then I did my...
He had an eye out.
It's just his sense.
It's
His
just my
sixth sense.
intuition. My intuition.
You just knew.
The dog whisperer.
We've been on this level for a while, even when we didn't even know each other that well. But I saw her put up an Instagram story, and it was just after I'd come back from my promo shoot in Sydney. And she'd put up a photo. She didn't tag where she was or anything, but it was in the mirror, and there was 2 toilet roll holders. And I'm like, that's a hotel. I'm like,
FBI.
that's a hotel. And I showed the girl I was talking to at the time. I was like, she's going to be on the show. I know it. I have a feeling. Then flash forward a couple of weeks before I left, we have the same modelling agency at the time. And they said, we've told Anna the same thing. Don't go on the show. And I was like, whoa. You didn't tell me that. I don't know anything. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah.
But they didn't tell me.
Yeah,
which
they
I
didn't
was
tell
like,
you.
Guys, if you're telling Matt, like at least give me a heads up.
I did think about messaging her saying something, but I didn't because I knew they took over our
Socials.
our socials, so I didn't want to message her.
Yeah.
So I think I just reacted with a flame emoji or something.
So wait, when did you actually find?
Just the classic. Could you get any more cliche?
Yeah.
Was it 2 a.m. as well?
Mate, 2's a bit early. I wait till a bit late. I just fully struck out.
So when did you actually? So sorry, just to get my head around this. So do you guys walk into Love Island and you see each other and then it's a big reveal, or is it revealed prior to this show? Actually filming the show and everything.
So Matt was in the top 10 lineup.
The original
so
lineup. Yeah.
Okay.
and I was the first bomb. So
Right, okay.
before I actually got on a flight to Fiji, they dropped the lineup and I was like, fuck, I know Matt. And I was like, if all else fails, I'll go for Matt.
And I have said I would, if you were in the original lineup of girls, I would have picked Anna just through knowing her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Just through sheer like knowing it, and you'd go, okay, well, I'm going to go for the person.
There's a mutual
bet.
connection. I'm going to go for it.
I'm going to go for her.
Did you love being on the show? I know you spoke. We've probably talked a lot about your experience on it, but Anna, you won the show. So
Yeah.
how was your time on there?
I mean, I don't love authority. Like, it kind of felt like I was being taken back to school days. Like, you're told what to do, when to go to bed, what you're eating. Everything's very controlled, and I didn't like that part of it. It was exciting. It's something new. It was like a bucket list thing for me. I was like, I want to, be in the small amount of people who can say they've been on a reality TV show. I want to know what it's like to be filmed 24/7. But yeah, it was interesting. Like, I didn't love it.
I thought you were going to say your bucket list was to win a reality TV show.
What I always say to people is I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Like someone comes up to you at a bar or something, like, I want to go on Love Island. I'm like, nah, I don't
Why is
recommend
that?
it.
Your mental health.
Your mental health. And like she said, it's just rough. Like it's intense
3
the whole
hours
time.
of sleep.
But what about what it brings after the show? So is it worth the trade-off for
It
the
depends
career you could go down?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it depends what you're looking for though. Like I just.
If you're looking
caught
for
up-
love, probably not.
Well, yeah. Don't go on a reality show.
I was looking for love.
Yeah, I was as well.
I
had
was
an open
definitely
mind.
looking for love.
But I caught up with Owen, who was on our show in the Gold Coast. And what was
That you lived close to that much.
oh, sorry.
Deep throating it.
I caught up with Owen, and he was in real estate before he went on, and he's like doing really successful now on the Gold
Yeah.
Coast. And he said that anyone that says that you're only this successful because of Love Island, he's like, I crack it at because he's like, when I came off, it ruined my career.
Yeah.
He's like, no one took me seriously for
Really?
for 9
Absolutely.
months. Yeah, it didn't sell a house.
Yeah.
That does make sense because people have that perception of reality TV. Like
Yeah.
that, a lot of people do perceive. Well,
So
they're on there just to get a blue tick or an Insta profile.
Well, anyone can get a blue tick now.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
we'll let you know when we've got one. We're still waiting.
No, but yeah, it's crazy, right? Because like Matt and I, we were both full-time models before we went on to Love Island, and our Chadwick, our management team, was like, don't do it. You will never model again in your life, which is true. If you are a model, you can't model after reality TV because they want people who you don't know the face. So when you look at our face, you'll
okay.
go Love Island. And they don't want that as a model. You want it just like a miscellaneous
Yeah,
person
it
repping the brand.
depends on the job, though. Obviously. Like,
Yeah, but when we first came off, that was very much the
But
case.
I don't know. But in my opinion, wouldn't it? Now that you're more well known, you're worth more. So is it wearing a brand? Isn't that better for the company because you're more well known?
She's talking.
Companies have started to move towards using more influencers, but when we first came off in 2019, it was very much like if you're a model, you're a model. If you're an influencer,
You're an influence.
it's more like a dirty word,
Yeah.
whereas now
Yeah.
it's kind of becoming a bit more accepted, I would say.
Yeah, 100%.
So those lines are being blurred, right?
A little
She,
bit,
and
yeah.
and we were talking. To elaborate more, you mean like the e-com sort of shoot?
Gotcha,
Yeah.
Like
gotcha.
your bread and butter that are
Yeah.
gonna like as a model.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Again.
we were doing them like
Yeah.
4 times a week.
You know
so
that
that
sort
all
of
of that's
thing.
done.
All
Yeah,
that's done. 'cause
that makes
they're-
total sense.
Yeah, because you're scrolling down, say, fucking ASOS. You'll be like, oh, what's Matt from Love Island doing on there? They're
Yeah.
just a nameless, faceless person.
Yeah.
They
And
want
it's-
people looking at the clothes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, Matt's good looking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they want the Thank you.
Matt's
Loves-
just got his first compliment for the day.
Loves it.
So what about the other contestants who are on with you guys? What are they kind of doing now? Are you friends with them? Do you stay in touch? What have they tried to ease back into?
What I've
Every
noticed
time
is
they
what I've
laugh-
noticed is after every most questions regarding the show, there's a bit of giggling happening.
yeah.
So.
We're just reading each other's minds to see what we want to
What
say.
can we say?
What can we
Yeah,
say? What
yeah.
direction we're going to go?
Well, have most of them, probably a better way to put it, have most of them gone down a similar industry than you guys? Or have they gone trying back to phase into their lives before the show? Or
What would you say? It's 50-50?
Everyone does kind of their own thing, I guess. And like, I guess after you come off of a show like Love Island, there's a lot of eyes on you. And I guess people can decide for themselves if they can deal with that every day or if they want to move back into their own career or, you know, people have started new careers. I guess everyone kind of does their own thing. Everyone's young. Everyone on Love
Yeah.
Island, like most people were under 26. So people are kind of doing their own thing. But yeah, we've probably stayed most in the spotlight from our season,
I
I
would
would
say so as well, yeah. And it'd be worth mentioning that you come off that show, there's no handbook, there's no guide on what to do.
No.
There's no guidance or anything. They literally just go, see ya.
yeah.
We're done with you. We don't need you. Like, come to us if you have a mental issue.
So,
Yeah.
if they have to cover themselves legally, they give a shit. But if not,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Are you friends with any producers or anybody?
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
show?
we're
Okay.
actually good friends with a lot of producers.
Oh, okay, good.
yeah, we kept friendly with
Yeah.
them.
This question's probably more of like the serious line, but more about relationships. Did you guys ever feel pressured into getting into a relationship? Like,
On the show.
well, no. Prior to the show, like, you genuinely wanted to look for someone. Was
Yeah.
that because you wanted someone, or have you both felt pressure at all to be in a relationship at all? Because our demographic when we started the show was a lot about people in their early 20s and kind of talking to different people around whatever industry they were in and trying to help younger people kind of work out life essentially. There's a lot of pressure on younger people, like people between 20 and 30 to have their life figured out, get married, have your right job, have your kids, buy your house. Like, you guys are doing life differently. You both got a social profile.
Yeah.
Have you both wanted relationships, or did you feel pressure to get into a relationship?
I wanted a relationship for sure. I feel like, I mean, I was in a 6-year relationship before I went on to Love Island, was single for like 9 months, went on to Love Island, was with Josh for a year, who I won the show with, broke up for 9 months, was it? And then
That one gets me every time. I was thinking about it the other day, actually.
What was it? A big shock? Or?
No, the time difference.
The time difference.
The
The
time
time, yeah.
lapse. I was thinking about it the other day because that went really quickly.
yeah, but I love being in a relationship. I feel like it's nice to be with someone supportive, and when you find the right person, I mean, it's amazing. But you just don't want to be with the wrong person. I feel like that's where the pressure of being in a relationship can sometimes be too much.
Have you been with the wrong person before?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we started the
Yeah.
podcast because
I would
we've been
say
with
that
all the
any
wrong people.
Yeah, I was about to say any ex is probably the wrong person, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yes and no.
Yeah,
It could be timing. too.
Timing. That's
You mentioned
one
that.
of my exes was timing.
What about you?
I actually funny. I thought about this the other day. A lot of my adult life has been in a relationship where, if you ask me, I'd be like, "Oh no, I'm mostly single." But when I look back, it's actually been a lot of relationships. I wouldn't say I want to be in one. I just think that they fall into my lap, and I'm quite, like Hannah is, a needy person. My attachment style.
They fall into my lap. That was the quote, and we will be using that.
Like I'll talk to someone and I'll get like feelings from them, and then it just escalates into a relationship.
You're a hopeless romantic. You
I am.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I'm the same.
Yeah, we both are hopeless romantics.
Yeah.
Through and through. What about you? Matt?
No, but I've got to be careful what I say because
Do you guys both have a misso now?
I've got a misso.
but I do. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
does
changed.
that-
He tells everyone else that he doesn't. So
Well, for the sake of it,
Why?
I I can't say I'll get in trouble. It's been 18 months of not being committed, but we're pretty,
Well, you're either committed or you're not.
Yeah.
we're pretty committed now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But-
So you're a
well, I
situation.
was.
But I'm not. To be honest, I'm not a hopeless romantic at all.
Yeah.
I've never been romantic at all. So that's something.
And I am.
You are. So
I was in a relationship for like 2 or 3 years, 2.5 years, and then we moved out together. We split up. Me and Dee moved out together, and then within probably 12 months, I was in another
I
relationship.
reckon it was a lot quicker than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause we moved into the city. We thought, how good's this? Like we're a 5-minute train ride from all the action, and
2 single men.
then lockdown hit and bang. But I was going to ask. So for you guys, how defensive are you of each other in terms of if you see Matt potentially with the wrong person, and you see red flags, or vice versa? Would you stand up and say, look, this may not be the right person, or do you just say, look, I trust you, you do you?
Oh, Matt's told me a million times. Like the guy I was seeing before
Yeah.
Michael, Matt was like, he's still fucking his ex. And I was like, no, he's not. Like, fuck off. And he was fucking his ex.
Spot
You
on.
know, you know.
You've got a sixth sense.
I've got a six. Like you can't. She told me something, and I was like, "Oh, he's still fucking her." And she's like, "No, he's not. No, he's not." He told me he's not, and I'm like, "No, he is."
So the old rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
are on.
Yeah.
And that is the way, isn't it? You want to believe. You don't want to believe it, do you?
No.
Like you do not at all.
No, she was head over heels for that bloke.
What's the most
Debatable.
Debatable, yeah. But she
What's
actually
the
didn't want to see
most
it.
brutal bit of advice you've given to one another in a relationship?
Good question.
sense?
Fuck me, good one.
You guys are asking some really good questions.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Did not media train for this.
You're off the show now, mate.
Yeah.
Best piece of advice.
We're pretty raw and honest with each other. Like we tell each other how it is, and we definitely don't hold back. Let's put it that way. So like with everything, it's
I couldn't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of one, but I can't. I'm just thinking that like everything you do say is honest and raw to each other.
Which is good. Which is a
Yeah.
good thing.
We don't beat around the bush.
I mean, what's the point of having friends if you're going to like tiptoe around people's feelings? People need to know the truth.
True.
And I know I'm a very direct communicator.
It's rare to have friends
Oh, yeah.
from the opposite sex. So I reckon that'd be a huge advantage for people. I mean, I'm talking about straight people. And I don't mean that in any kind of derogatory way, but to have advice coming from the opposite sex, that like for you to say, hey, he's fucking his ex, like
Brutal.
you may not get that from a female friend. I mean,
Absolutely
you might,
not,
but
yeah.
I just, it's
Well,
interesting dynamic.
Yeah, and on that, I could tell what he was doing because I had obviously been there.
What's that, Mike, mate?
I'd
There you
been
go.
there. I'd been there, like, you know what I mean? So I knew the telling signs.
Takes one
So
to know one.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
So
I
what
knew
was
what
a
you-
giveaway? Because there might be a few listeners that are sweating at the moment thinking, oh, shit.
What was it? It was something you said to me in the car. I can't remember about him. Do you remember?
About hanging out together? or?
Well, our producer at the time, Amber, had done some research and he had lied. So he was a doctor and he had lied about the fact that they worked at the same hospital. He said that they worked at different hospitals. That was the first red flag. The second red flag was that
Wasn't he her name coming up on his phone or something while you were there? And he was saying that she can't get over me or something.
I can't remember. There
We've
was
thrown you under
something
the
that
bus.
happened.
No, this is a while ago. This
Yeah.
is like how long have you been with Michael now? Like it's been a while.
It was like a month before Michael.
I wasn't gonna say that, but I was about a while with Michael.
I
but
mean,
yeah.
the truth's the truth.
Yeah, it was nearly 2 years ago.
Yeah,
So I
right.
remember the exact thing. I think it was something like he said that she's obsessed with me or she was liking something. I can't remember.
It's interesting though. It is interesting.
Yeah.
When it comes to leaving a reality show,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm really interested in. You don't have to talk about this, but how do people that come out of there, they now all of a sudden have a following? How do they make money? And I know it's a really basic question, but there's probably people listening that probably do think that. They're like, how do you make money?
I think there's this misconception that people who go on TV have money.
Well, this is great.
It's actually not true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really not true. If anything, people are more broke. And I've heard people recently talk about it. I think it's, unless you really monetize like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, if you can monetize those things, find a niche, smash it, then you'll see people making money and start maybe doing brand deals.
Yeah.
We obviously decided we want to do a podcast. The reason why we decided to do a podcast is because a lot of our conversations got played on Love Island, and Love Island's are very relationship based. Like they only play what's going on in relationships, but we were always talking about relationships and things like that, and we were like, fuck, if it's valuable to all of these producers, maybe we should make something of it.
Yeah,
we should monetize it.
It's not called Friend Island, so they don't. For them to show like a friendship talking like double unisex, must be pretty good.
Like, I mean, I think deep down they were probably hoping that we would eventually get together. Like some people who listen to our podcast still do, but it's never going to happen.
Sorry, guys. It's gonna happen.
Well, following on from Doss's question, because it's a good one, because I know COVID struck pretty quickly after you guys came off the show, because you guys are 2019, right? So COVID comes a year later. What do you think is a time frame for people to actually ride that success coming off, whether it's any show?
I do say that COVID was made my 15 minutes run out, made it a bit more, you know what I mean? Like a bit more easier for me to digest than just fizzling out. I don't, it's really hard because like Anna was saying, like a lot of people don't have money. Like I even look at people that I follow from other seasons of Love Island and they're not working. And I'm like, well, I know the industry. I know how many brand deals you're doing. And like, it doesn't make sense.
People have their jobs.
Yeah, they must, but they must
Everyone's gone back to their own
Some people are
jobs.
pro wrestlers, you know. It's,
But do you think, like, because you come off and you're obviously hot in terms of...
Yes, you're under the illusion that you're going to make a lot of money.
But then the next season comes around, and obviously then those contestants... So is it tend to be probably 6 months to a year, or do you have any... that you really have to cement yourself into something?
It depends on, like, how you were portrayed on the show. It depends on your following. It depends on how you... I reckon
I guess you have to have a direction, right? Like you can't just be like, come off reality TV and sit on your couch and expect to like be rich. Like it's just not going to happen. You have to go out there and you have to get it. And I think that's one of the reasons why we started the podcast, because we were like, we want to get into radio and this is the best angle for us to take to do that.
Yeah.
True.
And so we had a direction and we followed through with it. And I think for anyone in any career path, if you don't have a direction and you don't have goals, you're probably not going to go far.
Yeah.
Is that brutal?
no, I don't think so as well. And
It's like that Kim Kardashian quote, get off your ass and work. It's just...
Well, it's
don't
true.
put me in that space.
But that's
no,
like,
you're well said.
but that's our approach too. Like
Yeah.
we work very hard
Yeah.
at what we do. We both have jobs outside of this. We get
course.
to do this 2 days a week, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the fact that you want to make it full time, well, you got to work for it to make it full time.
You have
Like,
to be
even if you
proactive.
come off a reality show, you
Exactly.
still have to work.
Anna's right. There's a lot of like misconception from people that go on a show and they come off and they're like, all right, no, now I'm a reality star.
Yeah.
Let's
Like
bring the work in, bring the money.
We got our Spotify, what is it called? The playback. It gave
Wrap
you-
up.
Oh yeah, the wrap up.
Yeah,
yeah,
the Spotify wrap up, we got that back and it said that in our category we make 95% more episodes than anyone else in our category. So it just shows
Right.
like we're hustling, we're working hard. We do
Wow.
2 episodes a week now.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
we're not
that's
sitting
nice.
on
We
our
don't
asses.
skip a week. Like it's
Yeah.
our goal to not skip a week. Like Anna was sick, I was away, like we made sure we got an episode.
We make it work.
We
yeah.
make it work.
Yeah.
That's what it takes, though.
Yeah.
We made the exact same commitment
Yeah.
3 years ago, and we know exact same thing through sickness, through personal life, through whatever happens. For us on Monday morning at 6 a.m, Dawson D episode comes out.
I think there's a stat. I think it might be like 85% of podcasts that don't get past episode 10.
Really?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Which people think that you like. How does that happen? I'm not surprised.
No, I'm
because
not
it's harder than what
surprised.
people think. You know.
A lot of people get their 10 episodes, they get everything off their chest that they want to rant about it. And they're like, now what am I going to talk about?
I've told my life story.
It's actually a lot more work that goes into it than you think. We found that out as well.
Yeah.
Like it's weekly planning an episode, topics, thinking like we always say that we're always thinking about the next episode. So like people will come to us and be like, oh, I loved an episode about blah, blah. And you're like,
Like, what one was that?
Yeah.
And it's not that we don't care or don't remember. It's like you genuinely like thinking about the next one and what's
You're a
gonna
content
so true.
machine.
Yeah, content.
Like,
You're constantly thinking about what's coming
Absolutely.
next.
That's one of the sad realities. Like some of our favorite guests, they come in and we're so like we're wrapped. We have a great podcast, and then you don't even enjoy it because it's like, oh, have we got someone for next week? All right,
Yeah.
no, this person's a maybe. Like it just doesn't stop.
who have been some of
sad.
your favorite guests
Yeah.
that you guys have had?
Fuck. Michael from Love on the Spectrum
Well,
was
he was
just
good.
like an.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
I love him.
We're getting him back on the podcast when we go to Sydney next week.
Yeah,
and
cool.
we're so excited. Apparently that he's got some relationship
News,
goss
yes.
that he's dropping, which we're excited about.
He's got a podcast too.
He
doesn't
does.
Yeah.
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 So I think we're going on his as well.
And he's just really cool. Like it's so interesting to interview someone who is on the spectrum and to just like sink into that dynamic. It was really cool for me.
Yeah, it was good. Like I remember when we first saw him walking over, and I was like, "This guy's a legend." Remember when he's walking over and he's like, "Yeah," at us. I was like, "He's a little cutie."
Gave us the tightest hug.
Yeah,
So
he
cute.
literally bear hugged us.
That's so good.
And then we became like really good mates afterwards. Remember, he's like, "I don't give." What is he's like? Can we be friends or something? And I was like, "Yeah, man, we're friends." And he's like, "Okay, I exchanged phone numbers with my friends," and we exchanged phone
It
numbers.
was
Yeah.
really cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was really cute. Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not kissing your ass, but you've engaged a lot with us since being on the show too, which we appreciate because we have the same thing. We want to build relationships with our guests and
Yeah.
friendships, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
very good at that. So
Yeah,
that's
I'm not-
that's your second compliment for the day.
I just laughed up. No wonder I wanted to come back.
And
That
we
was-
still got two for Anna to come.
Yeah, two to come, Anna.
Yeah.
Anna, your hair is lovely today, I must say. Yeah.
Thanks.
That's actually a good call because she asked me before about her hair, and I was like,
Well, I did notice it.
I was
I
just
did notice that.
Short.
And
Yeah.
you've gone with the pink with on brand, which is great.
Yeah.
And the blue eyes are just sparkling as well. So.
Stop it.
I have to admit though, Matt and Anna walked in. The first thing Matt said was, How much did you pay for this place?"
"Well, I'm looking for a place.
Oh, yeah?
My lease is running up. That's
Mate,
why."
the couch, you can see it's a 7-seater, so if you want to shack up here for a bit, mate.
I have to say, this place is beautiful, and you guys have so much space. My rent just went up $500 extra a week.
Oh my God.
500
a month.
A month, yeah.
Still
bad. that's a lot.
Still bad.
She said this before, and I was like doing the maths in my head, and I was like,
That landlord's an arsehole.
Yeah, but you're continuing to stay there. I was just like, what? Yeah.
No one can move though. I've tried to look for places, and I'm
Oh.
like, fuck.
No, we don't want to start.
How did
Yeah.
we find this place?
Oh, I was lucky. It was Fairy Floss, if you know that Facebook group.
Of course,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was purely luck because we had 60 days to get out of the other place.
But so you're taking over someone's lease?
Lease.
Yeah.
So we were lucky.
Yeah.
So our rent's going up $200 a month as of next month too. So
You're
yeah.
out.
So
200
our
bucks.
sponsors, hello.
It's a property expert podcast by the sounds.
So, well, going back to relationships. So red flags. I love hearing about red flags. So we'll start with you, Anna. What's your give us maybe 2 or 3 red flags you see in a man, and the listeners could just from your own, advice.
I'm going to stop. I don't see red flags. It's actually my dating issue.
You
So
see
there's no
everybody's
point,
the one.
yeah, so there's no point asking me. I find out the red flags and they're too late.
You just see the good in people.
Yeah.
All right,
He does.
I'll
don't-
flip this
Flip
question.
to-
I'll flip this question.
Okay.
If you went on a first date with Matt Zukowski, where's the first red flag you've seen him? And then we'll get Matt to retaliate.
I mean, the constant flame reactions of the story was a red flag. That's why we didn't go on a first date.
I think I made that mistake a few times
It's
as well.
too
Yeah.
keen.
Every bloke
It's
has
too
made that
keen.
mistake.
100%. 100%. 100%.
I think guys start off being too keen. They need to just rein it in a bit, maybe.
That's
So-
a very
Why
good
do
tip.
we? Why do we? Like, it's like we think an emoji is gonna make them go, "Oh my god, this guy's interested in me."
But
Like,
how many
It's a
people, how many
pussy way of
blokes
doing
have sent them that emoji that like to that thirst trap?
Yeah.
it's like you're just
Thinking,
one of many.
Will
Yeah,
this
yeah.
spark some type of conversation?
I wonder if it's a numbers game for women. Like, how many can I get tonight?
Like flame emojis.
Or guys sliding the DMs.
I don't know if it's a numbers game.
No,
I don't
I'll
think
stop
so.
you there actually, and this is into a woman's head. They don't care about how many numbers, it's for just that one guy that they're trying to get to react.
Yeah.
True.
They don't care about the other ones, they just want
True.
that one guy.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah,
Major
when you're
thirst trap.
single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thirst trap isn't for anyone but just one particular. Am I right, Anna, or am I
Absolutely. There's maybe two. Maybe two.
Maybe two guys, but like it's directed for one person.
Like definitely an ex if they've not like
that's true.
stopped you from
Would you have a red flag on Anna if you went on a first date, or what's?
Probably
Or is she
that
just
she would be
perfect?
late.
She'd be late.
Off.
Yeah,
You're
to try to.
always-
That was a nice thing. I don't know.
You're always late to the podcast. I'm early.
This is true. She is closer by 5 minutes. So.
Do you have a? Surely you got a bad first date story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt saved me from a first date.
Oh,
That's right, actually.
Please share.
That's right.
what was? Did you? What did you come in as like a bit of a hero, save the day? Or?
No, I was actually having a really nice date.
we were both on a
You were both on a date.
we were both on a first date on Chapel Street.
Yeah.
And normally my Hinge dates would go really well because I'd like do triple check them. I would like talk to them on the phone. They'd have good banter. They'd be charismatic. I'd be like, tick, 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 tick.
Police
and this
check.
was,
Yeah, I was about
police
to say,
check,
okay,
all
police
of
check.
the above. And this guy, I think I was just lazy. I hadn't done my due diligence. Went on a first date.
I'm impressed.
Wow, wait.
This is not what blokes do.
Yeah, checked the
Fuck
tagged
no.
photos,
Yeah.
made sure that everything's looking the same.
I'm not being
catfished
catfished.
so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't want to be catfish. Went on a first date and look, the guy was like super nice. He was so sweet. So I don't want to like rag on him, but like just not my type. Was really keen, started really opening up about like traumas in his life. And I was like, fuck, this is a lot. Like it was like a
I've
turn
got
off.
enough.
It was a turn off.
On yours.
Yeah.
So I went to the toilet and I was like, Matt, I know you're on a first date. I'm going to need you to save me. I'm going to tell him that we're going to meet my friends. And he was like, fuck, this is going well. Do I have to? And I was like, yes, I would not ask you if this wasn't a desperate situation. Because I find it hard to like reject people in person. That sounds really mean. But like, I hate saying like, look, it's not working out for me. I just prefer to like end the date on good terms. And
That
then
would be
like,
tough, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
it'd be
I just
brutal.
prefer to be
I
like,
don't know.
hey, like, I think I see you as a friend. Like a post, you know, post-date text is like my ideal scenario. But to end a date early, I struggle. So I was like, let's get Matt on board. We met at Morris Jones, didn't we?
Yeah. I rocked
So
up
he's with you.
He's with
the
me
guy, yeah.
the day. Yeah.
and then I rocked up with the girl I was with, and we just
Oh, so you brought her with you. Yeah,
it
yeah.
was going great for me. I was having a good day.
I'm glad you didn't talk him out of a route. That's great.
But he
I
went
don't
to
know if
the
this is
toilet and that was like, he is not your type.
Really?
He was just. He wasn't like, no offense to this bloke if he's listening. He's probably like, hang on, was that me?
He listens to every time he sees Anna's name. He just listens.
Yeah.
He
The one that got away.
he just wasn't it, was he? He was really dull.
Come on, Matt. Tell us what you really
I reckon
think.
he was dull, wasn't he?
I just,
He's boring.
I
Yeah, he
love
was-
charisma, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't have like,
I had to work overtime.
So
I was holding it all
charisma
together.
is charisma being able to hold a good conversation
Yeah,
or be
good
able to
chat.
flirt. What is it?
good chat, like holding a good conversation. Like I kind of felt like I was doing all the talking and he was kind of like nodding and that, and then he like trauma dumped on me and I was like, get me out of
Yeah.
here.
Just a vent. I think me and my girlfriend, I think our first date I actually probably shared a bit too much, but it worked out. So
Do you know what I find?
If you're vibing, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's when
Yeah.
you're not vibing and you share too much. That's when it's an
Another
issue.
tip about first dates that I found that I did a lot when I was single was speak about their ex and my ex.
really?
Yeah, for some
That's a
reason.
red
That's a
flag.
red flag, yeah.
Wait, did you say speak about or don't speak about it?
Well, I did so, and I reckon don't. Something
It's a
like-
red flag.
It's a red
I used to
flag.
do it too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's through sake of when you like sort of knew that they had the ex and you're sort of asking questions of why they broke up. Do you know what I mean? And then you go, Yeah, I just don't think do that. That's a red flag.
I mean, Matt never gets over his exes for at least like 6 months after they've broken up. Like you're still sleeping with them 6 months later. And
I thought you said I'm still sleeping with them now. I was like, what?
Basically,
Jeez, threw me under.
basically, Matt's chewed my ear off and everyone else in his life's ear off that he vents to.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck, let's go on a first date and talk about my ex since I've chewed everyone's ear off about this.
I do have trouble with just cutting it off.
You
Like
do.
the same thing as what Anna said about like rejecting someone. I have a trouble just cutting it off, and it just fucking
So you struggle with basically hurting someone's feelings.
yeah, a good way of putting it. Yeah, do you know how they
he's
say?
very attached. He's
Yeah.
very needy and he like...
But it's not like I'm not talking to anyone else as well because we're
Fucking
clear.
hell.
No, it just does sound bad, but we've broken up. So like we're over, but like we're still chatting because like I remember the friendship part of things, and it just makes it messy.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
So, when can you break up with someone over text? How long can you be? What's the limit of how long you've had to be dating until you can
Officially dating.
Yes,
I reckon you could do it if you're married.
that's it.
I think
Always
if you're
sex.
exclusive or if you're officially with someone, you cannot break up over
can't.
text
I don't
message.
think
It's
so.
just
Agree.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
If you're not like exclusive, then it's free
What happens
reign.
if you're exclusive? Okay, exclusive, but you've been only like you're exclusive for say like a couple of months, but you've
Yeah.
been hanging out for. I think that could be text.
Really?
Depends.
Nah.
It depends if it's fizzled out.
Well, that's the best.
Nah.
That's the best result. Let him fizzle out.
No, yeah. No, but
He's
if
a
it's
fizzler.
He's a fizzler.
if it
Let
is
it fizzle
fizzled,
slowly.
if it is fizzled to the
Let them
point-
get the idea.
and but they're still messaging you. I think you go, hey, like this,
Yeah.
pick up on the room.
I was
Yeah.
having this chat with you and I was like, I fucking hate ending things with people. It gives me the ick. Like I get cringed out. Like I just hate having to send
I'm
those
so
text
sorry,
messages.
but it's just not working. Like,
Well, I'll tell you something embarrassing. So the other day I saw, I don't know why I was reading my old text, and it was the most. It actually,
Dude, why would you do that to yourself?
no,
That's
no,
like-
because I actually wanted to see how much of a fucking virgin I was. Like it was shocking.
Mate,
So
that's just-
this is why the
it's educational.
yeah, I'd much rather fizzle than do this. So I was looking at this girl that I was seeing for not a lot, and I sent this freaking.
paragraph.
It wasn't a paragraph. It was one of those books on the shelf. It was a fucking novel, and I'm like pouring out everything. I'm like, and I'm actually sitting there like racking my brains. Like, why did you like what possessed you to do that? And
Do you remember the
That's
exact
cute,
moment you sent it?
though.
Is it?
yeah, I
Yeah.
do. No, I remember thinking about it for ages, and
Were you like rock bottom, big weekend?
Oh,
Just-
it was pretty fucking low
just
point in my life. It was the start of it was the start of the end of
So
no,
wait,
it was the
is
beginning of the end of about to go into a bit of a journey into
Oh
dating,
yeah, we've touched on this. He was a real fuckboy for a couple of years. Yeah.
So it was
Okay.
right. It was that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. So that might have just been that last thing, and then it's all right. It's time to change, and then turn into a fizzler.
right.
But I don't condone that anymore.
no,
We actually did an episode about ghosting, and I actually said I don't reckon I've ghosted anyone.
No, but you said,
And we were just like,
guys, I'm just gonna out Matt here. Matt is also a fizzler because I was like, "How do you normally end relationships?" And he's like, "I don't really think I ever have."
didn't think about the answer. Just
They
said
just
it.
kind of drift off into the distance. I was like, "Okay,
we just
mate."
stopped messaging. We just stopped.
It's when you're
it's like-
praying they find somebody. You're like, I want to get a message saying, "Look, I found someone. I don't think we should continue this." You're like, that is just perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so
It-
sad.
Does ghosting count if you both just stop replying? Like,
Nah.
Well,
if someone sent another text and another text, that's a ghost if you haven't replied.
Well, the thing is a lot of us have big egos. Like if someone doesn't reply to me, I'm sure as hell never going to reply to them again. And I would still consider that as being ghosted. So yes, I think it still
Yeah.
does count.
I think it. Yeah,
It's
I
an
think,
ego thing.
I think if both people don't message, I think it's ghosting because you both think you've ghosted the other person.
Who's ghosted
No,
who?
I reckon that they're reporting back to their friends. Yeah, I just ghosted, and then the dude's like, "Yeah, I ghosted her. We're not talking
So
anymore."
Anna, to elaborate on that, so if you're texting somebody and you don't hear, from them for say 2 weeks, and then suddenly they get a message saying, "Oh, sorry, I forgot to reply," or "Sorry, I got busy," and then they try and pick it up again.
Yeah.
What do you read there? What do you think's really happening?
I just wouldn't reply.
Just
I
wouldn't
just
reply?
feel like you're out.
Yeah.
Don't reply
You've been
to that.
fucking someone else for 2 weeks
Yeah,
and you're
that's
not coming back into my bed.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, he's been
smart.
talking to someone else and then he got ghosted by them.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's gone to who's next.
It's a Hail Mary.
Yeah,
literally.
Like, let's get real. No one's that busy. Like,
Yeah.
some people roll around thinking they're running like multinational dollar, like multi-million dollar companies. It's like, you're not that busy, babe.
Yeah, she just looked
Sorry,
at me with
had a
that
big day on Wall Street.
Yeah. I've definitely ghosted someone for sure.
Really? You,
Yeah.
the hopeless romantic?
Yeah, I have actually.
I have to.
Yeah. And
Everybody has, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
what did you say?
Matthew.
I don't know.
Matthew.
I don't know if I have.
Charlie Matthews.
Charlie Matthews.
No, I would have, but without knowing I have. I'm a good guy.
Can you believe this guy?
I think you are a good guy. I
Can you
genuinely
believe
think that,
it?
but I just see there's a little bit of like cheekiness or a bit sneaky.
Has there been have you got another couple of breakup stories that have been sent in to the podcast? Like, have you had any stories around
Yeah.
ghosting and maybe an ultimate rejection
We
story?
had that one recently about that guy that
He sold all of her.
no,
Oh no, gave her clothes to the op shop.
and just locked her in the bedroom and had it.
There's been some wild ones. Like our hotline episodes, they're red hot. We're
I have
like-
to say, that's a great niche. What you've got, like
Yeah.
that is,
100%.
it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and we don't listen to them before. We like raw
That's the
dog
beauty of
it.
it.
Yeah.
Does anybody DM you guys expecting advice like outside of the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then if you do DM us, our producer will get in touch with you and then so
okay.
we can put it on the hotline or
Okay.
like so on from that.
But I mean, if you guys have any good dating stories, feel free to send a
Send 'em
voice
in,
note
yeah.
into the hotline.
Yeah.
I would definitely have a few if I read
I don't reckon I have many. Again, being a hopeless romantic, it's just always been relationship after relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which isn't a bad thing, I don't think.
No, it's not.
No.
Definitely not.
That was stuff for words.
I'm just thinking, yeah.
He's having a
Everyone
good thing.
has some.
I'll share one. I don't think I've ever shared this on the podcast. I apologise to my mum and my family right now. 'Cause I don't think I've
turn
ever
off.
Are
shared
you
that.
asking us for advice? So this is the hotline, or do you want?
Actually, I'll ask you guys for
I love
advice.
it.
all right?
Okay, all right.
So this is going back. This was probably the first or second going into this fuckboy stage, right? And I'd been seeing this girl for say 3 or 4 weeks, and we were going to multiple locations because we both lived at home. So if she had a free house, I had a free house, or her parents were divorced, so she had 2 houses to go to. So one day anyway, I went to this really nice house, her dad's house, and she just cleaned the whole thing. She had this beautiful white couch.
Oh
Right.
God.
And I might have ate one too many
And he shit himself and masturbated on it.
I was about to say, did she give you laxatives and lock the bathroom door?
one of those 2 words might have happened. So
shit.
well, you'll see. So what happened was, this is disgusting. I don't know why I've never shared this on our show, but so what happened is I was going in and I really needed to shit beforehand. But I thought, we'll go in here, it'll be a quick half an hour visit, and I was going to the footy that night.
Half an hour visit.
So
Mate, that is a
anyway,
fuckboy phase if
Yeah.
you're thinking that.
So
not even movie length.
Well, it gets worse. So we're on this couch, and there's no dialogue straight into it, and to the point
Both
where
while you were there.
your pants are they're not even off, like you know what I mean. Anyway, but the whole time all I'm thinking is I really need shit. So she was on top of me, and then I felt the turtle poking out of.
Shut up.
Now remember the couch. This is on the couch. This is a beautiful white, expensive couch.
In the middle.
So I've stopped it. I've said, look, I got.
Fuck, toilet humor gets me.
I got. This is 100% true story. I'm like, I got to stop, right? So I ran to the bathroom, and as I've come out, she's just in there, and I've looked at the couch, and my eyes are like peering in, and I've just seen this single dot,
You're kidding me.
Not even a skid
That's
mark.
fucked.
just a single dot, and I made an excuse and left, and then I was wondering, like, and
She
from time to time,
you though, didn't she?
she didn't.
Did that
I don't
speck
think-
of shit ever get cleaned?
That's
I
the
don't know.
thing, and I was wondering, like, I've always thought about this because this is 5 or 6 years ago. I always think, I'm like, did she ever find it? Did her dad? Because she went to clean her dad's house. Did dad ever find out? Was there a sniff test?
big
Did they
was
think
it?
was
How
Vegemite?
big
It
was
was
the
a dot. It was a dot, but on a beautiful white couch, it was just a dot.
That's actually fucked.
I know.
That's a hotline story.
So we never really sometimes
Well,
get to ask people questions about what
Yeah.
happened. So did you finish off afterwards?
No. I got the fuck out of there because by the way, it was Mission Impossible. She said you've got like a 45-minute window to come before my dad comes home.
To come.
Literally.
Well, that didn't happen. So yeah, it was.
Did anyone come? Did she come?
No, she no.
Wait, girls come?
This is disgusting.
This was happening. This is within. This is like
men can do that.
the turtle was poking out after like 2 minutes. So anyway, it came to my mind when you were sharing those shit stories because I've obviously never purposely shat on someone's couch, but there's been a little dab. So I've always wondered. I wonder if she ever found it.
Did she message you after?
No, she did want to catch up a couple more times.
So she didn't know.
I think I got away with it. I
I
always think about her poor dad's couch. I can just imagine coming home. He would just want to crack a beer and watch Friday night footy, and he's just sitting in it.
I can smell it.
I would ask.
It was a dot.
I would have to ask.
I can't.
Curiosity would
she's
kill me.
married with kids now, I think.
Really?
So, yeah, it's just like 5 years ago. Yeah.
Wow. Don't know.
Anyway,
there's
my rogue story.
Should we make this a live hotline? Because I've got one that
Go on, Dos.
I've got one that we've never shared before, but
Great.
we've always said we'll share it.
Are you going to top?
Yes.
Are you going to top shitting on your girls?
No, this is my
Fuck
favourite.
buddy's
So
couch.
this story, right, I'll quickly bring everyone up to speed. So we've kept this story in-house and we've always said this is our rainy day story. If ever because you know what it's like when you go into a podcast and you don't have content and you're just trying to...
Are you struggling that much with us?
No.
No, it's a live hotline.
No, you should be honoured that he's about to share
yeah.
the story that
Grateful,
he's been...
grateful.
And for so many years, 3 years now, we've always just held up our sleeve. But anyway, I'll tell you...
I'm excited.
Yeah, so
I love this story.
I'm 18 years old. I'd only just lost my virginity, I reckon. Only probably literally 6 weeks before. And this story involves that same girl. So I'm at...
So you've just given away the identity of her. But
The
anyway.
same girl
Well, she would know.
as
that-
you.
She wouldn't. Yeah.
Anyway,
oh,
doesn't
well.
matter.
So
Listen.
I don't think so. No. Well,
just
who knows? He wants to check because he's like, we need to get this on camera. He's been waiting for me to share this for ages. So my family have a holiday, or used to have a holiday house in Summers, on the peninsula.
Beautiful.
Near Balnarring. And so me, my fam, we're all down there. I'm a license at the time, so my car's there. And I'm talking to her, and I know the house back home, it's half an hour back home the other way in Somerville where we lived. I'm trying to tee up a time where I can go back with her. So I told my parents I'm going to catch up. Let's say I'm catching up with Dee. I'm like, all right, Mum and Dad, I'm going to go catch up with Dee. Get in the car, drive from Summers. I pick her up, go back to my house. It's probably similar mindset.
You're wearing a very similar clothing to me.
Wearing very similar clothing. I think that needs to be said very
That needs to
clearly
be said
too.
clearly.
Chino-coloured
shorts.
shorts.
Okay.
Beige,
Yeah.
So
if you will.
basically, we're in my bedroom. I've got a movie on. Oh, fuck, this is so embarrassing. And she literally, we're just hooking up. And actually, I remember the movie. It was Wolf of Wall Street. And
Classic
Great
movie
movie.
when you were
Great movie.
18.
Best movie ever.
We were at the perfect age, 18, to put that on.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, so I was touching her and she was enjoying it and moaning very loudly. Well, I came in my pants. But
What, over the, was she touching you?
No.
Were you rubbing against her? Were you dry humping her
No,
leg?
I think,
No, it was did he just came?
I was an
I
absolute
think-
pre-ejaculation. No.
Remember the shorts.
So you
This
can
is American.
You're wearing what I'm wearing.
This is Jim American Pie kind of shit.
yeah.
So, but this is where it kind of gets worse. So basically, she's wanting to get down there and get access, and I basically said, I looked at the time, I said, hey, I've just realised, my mum and dad are expecting me back there. I thought we had more time.
Yeah.
I'll quickly drive you home. I've driven her home and driven back to the caravan park with an oyster in my pants.
I've never heard it called an oyster.
In there the whole time in a beige chino.
So could you see?
I don't think you could.
Oh, surely.
Or you might have, but
was
I
there a wet patch?
I don't remember. There probably was.
The way he explained the story to me the first time was that it was visible, and weren't you driving trying to?
Yeah, I was definitely covering it. But and
Why didn't you get changed? Go to say I'm going to the bathroom, rip them off and get changed.
I should have done that. I don't know why. I think I was just in such
a very
panic.
good point.
Another question, which brings me to my next. The other thing was, why didn't you finish her off?
Well, I think I did, and that's why I got
that's
so
why.
excited.
yeah,
It's pretty
18-year-old.
hot.
Yeah, nothing hotter than a woman's orgasm.
So there you go. You finally got the story out.
I love it.
I've never heard it referred to as an oyster
Yeah, that's
before,
good.
but it's actually great terminology.
Is it accurate? It's very gooey and
Very-
Very oyster-like.
oyster-like.
I do love oysters, so don't compare it to oysters, please. That's gonna.
Matt's never going to be able to eat an oyster
Oh,
again in his life.
well, you love oysters. I've seen it on your Instagram.
I
Always
love
dining
it.
and enjoying
I love it, oysters. So don't know.
oyster kill. Is it Kilpatrick? Is that what you call it?
Yeah,
We
I
like
do.
them au natural.
Yeah,
They're
natural.
lemon.
I'll do them anyway.
My favorite part of that story though is I just think like she's got this guy, like they're both 18 and you know, he's all hot and heavy for her and then suddenly he just loses interest like that. Then he says, you got to get out of my house, and he gets driven with cum in his Dax, and then the best part is like, didn't he just like push her out, not physically push her out the car, but like she wanted to go in for the hug and he was just so afraid that she was
I was so mad. Like,
Could you smell it?
That.
Could you smell it?
Remember, this is
Ew,
in the car?
fucking-
Well, it would
I
leave a
don't-
stench. It would leave a stench.
Well,
Surely, a
really?
whole load in your jaw.
And you got to remember, this is January. He's a
I'd leave
January
it-
boy, right? So he's 18 in January. So it might have been Feb, March. So and he's year 12 in high school. So if this gets out,
Yeah,
the
that
whole
can't
year,
get
that's your
out.
year 12
It didn't.
gone.
It didn't get out.
Till now.
Yeah, till now. I think we have reunions in a few months. So hopefully everyone's talking about it by then.
Oh gosh! But anything else you want to cover?
Oh,
off
no, I
on?
think that's enough. I think I've overshared, if anything. Fucking hell.
I mean, to be fair, when I was in Bali, I was having like a little. I don't think I've told this story.
Oh, here we go. An
Bit of a
exclusive.
bit of a fling.
Yeah, I like met this guy and I was like head over heels for him. You know, there's like holiday romance type of vibes. I was like, he's fucking hot. He's from Perth. He actually told me he was going to move to Melbourne for me, and then I was like, nah. Let's keep it holiday romance.
Yeah.
But I remember we were fooling around, and I remember I just like touched it, and he came, and I was like, oh, shit.
Really?
I was like, this is light work.
Is that, in your opinion, as a woman, is that sad?
Nah,
Or is it a
I was
compliment?
like, yeah, I was complimented.
Was it?
Really?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
loved it? Yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
It's the
Fuck
classic,
yeah.
like when you actually get to the deed and it's like 30 seconds and you'd have that spill when you were younger. Look, like it's because you're so hot.
Yeah.
It's never normally happens.
Mate, I still have that spiel to my girlfriend today.
You know, sometimes you know that you've got 30 seconds in
Oh,
you,
and
that's
you're
it.
going to give them the best 30
Yeah,
seconds
oh,
of their
yeah,
life.
you're-
Just absolutely thunderbolt them.
Look, do you know what? Sometimes girls like it quick. Like,
Yeah, true.
you think that we want to be rolling around 45
I know.
minutes to an hour? No, we get
Well, that's what the
bored.
pros-
You've got
Sometimes
things to do
it's
as well.
A little
Yeah.
quickie that
Yeah.
doesn't go astray.
Yeah.
I actually, it's to the point where I've got breathing techniques that help me through it. So
I heard this one thing. It was like, think of dictionaries, mosquito bites, traffic.
Mosquito bites.
Yeah, to try and turn you off.
I've
while
got a
you do
very
it.
funny one actually. Once,
Yeah, what's your classic?
Yeah, I went through the Bulldogs numbers list, like the AFL team. I was like, number one's Jared Grant, number two's Robert.
While
Murphy,
you're
number
having
three's-
sex.
Yep.
That's hilarious. Fuck, you think guys are into it?
I know.
Oh, no, they're miles away when they're trying to hold it. Yeah.
But you know what? If we knew that that's what you thought, we probably wouldn't be worried about it. We're probably thinking in our head, oh, if I let go here, they are going to think, like, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever been a part of. I'm never going to talk to this kid again. Like,
Nah, you don't think like that as a girl. You're like, they think I'm fucking hot.
yeah.
Gee, a
So
lot
the
of guys
spill
listening to this will
works.
love hearing that.
Yeah.
Well, if maybe we're looking for maybe Pilot might be able to sponsor this episode, the premature ejaculate company. Yeah.
Maybe condoms. Put a
Yeah,
condom
condom.
on, make it
Yeah.
less sensitive.
True, very true.
How long have
very
we been
true.
going, D?
Yeah, I think we've been going over an hour, so
Okay.
and we do have another interview coming in very soon. But guys, it's been well, I've loved it. It's been so much fun.
No, thank you for having us back.
Yeah.
Me
Very
back.
nice,
Thank you
yeah.
for having
It's
us.
been
I've loved
lovely to
being
connect with
plus
you.
one.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you
You
guys
too.
for. I know you guys are very busy and you guys are flying. So give yourselves a quick shout out before we let you go.
Yeah, if you guys want to tune in to listen to Matt and I talk more, then head over to Where's Your Head At Pod. And yeah, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, take a lead from these boys and send in your hotlines. We love to hear it. Trust me, you can't get much worse than that. can
Maybe
you?
I'll retell it, send it to you guys. It might be better. you
Yeah,
know?
voice note.
Yeah.
We'd
Seriously,
love
like,
to.
yeah, we'd love to play that. We'll give an episode like and say that you guys send yours two in.
All right, let's
Yeah,
do that.
let's do
Yeah.
it.
Let's tell the whole fucking world.
Just in case they didn't hear, they're
Yeah.
definitely going to hear it. Tell everyone. At your reunion, that's going to be the talk of it, the Oyster Boy.
Yeah.
With you.
At the reunion, they might actually bring out some oysters.
I was
like,
about
for
to
fuck's
say that.
sake.
Yeah, like, here it is, Oyster Boy.
Yeah, the oyster kid. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.